Hello, everyone. I'm going to just say hello, 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 because it says that, oh yeah, cool. Looks like I'm live now. Great. So welcome, welcome. I'm really excited to have you here today. Today, we are going to be talking about how to successfully overcome the burdens in business. And I'm just going to adjust my screen here a little bit so I can see if you are here commenting. Comment put a comment in below. Comment hi. How about that in the comments below if you are here with me today? So I know you're here with me today. You can put hashtag live if you're here live. You could put hashtag replay if you're here on the replay. And if you are watching on YouTube, I do these Facebook Lives in my Business Growth Blueprint High Ticket Services That Sell Facebook group every Thursday at 3. So if you're interested in learning all kinds of new stuff about how to grow your business with a high ticket service that sells, come on in, come and join me here in my Facebook group, because I give a lot of amazing free valuable information and do these lives live every week too. So awesome. Let's see, maybe, yeah, it should be good. Should I record it? Nah, that's fine. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do, if you're ready to dive in, I think we got all the housekeeping stuff in. Hold on, I don't need to see myself. And yeah, just lost you here. So I want to be able to see those comments. Okay. Where'd you go? Where did you go? Ah, there it is. Okay, cool. Here we go. All right. Okay. Gotcha. These lives, I tell you, every single time there's something. All right, cool. And it almost didn't let me come in to Facebook. It kept saying, restart Facebook. Anyway, we got it. So I have recently been talking to people who have been feeling overwhelmed, right? Overwhelmed in their business. And it seems like the to-do list never runs out. There's just too many things that need your attention, right? So if this speaks to you, then you're absolutely in the right place, because we're going to dive in here and talk about what we were talking about again, how to successfully overcome the business burdens, right? Because there's just so much to do. There's so many hats to wear, right? Whether you're just setting up your business or it's already up and about, this is a reoccurring issue that needs to be addressed. How do I overcome the overwhelm? Right. And if you're taking sales calls, if you're doing client coaching, however you're serving your clients, right? Because this is for service-based entrepreneurs, people that have a service that they're offering, right? It might be coaching, it might not be coaching, it might be something else. I work with a lot of coaches, but I also work with a lot of other businesses. And it's pretty much the same, no matter what business you need clients, right? As soon as you're in business, I say this often, once you have a business, no matter what it is, even if it's a product or a service, you need clients, right? If you don't need clients, then what are you in business for? So any business needs clients. And if you need clients, you're now in the marketing business. You need to understand strategy and systems in your business in order to get clients. Because otherwise, what's the point? Whether you're doing it for money or doing it for impact or doing it for both, you need clients to keep going. Otherwise, what's the point, right? So if you're taking sales calls, if you're doing client, you're dealing with your clients, you're delivering what you're offering, right? Then there's the marketing aspect, and then there's all the admin work. Plus, if you've got kids and a home to run, I totally get you, right? I'm a single mom and I have a 9-year-old boy, 9-year. I keep calling him 9. He's 8. He acts like he's 9. He's very mature. But anyway, I'm a single mom. I work from home running my business, and I really do not have a massive team, right? I'm just starting to add to my team, right? But I do have systems, right? I've been a one-woman show for about 3 years. I do have systems. I've always had a strategy, and I have an empire mindset. Okay. Those are 3 really key things to have. And what we will focus on most today are the 2 most important aspects first, okay? The strategy and the mindset, okay? These are areas that you need to focus on if you want to help more people while building greater success for your business, okay? Without overwhelm. Okay, so let's start with the strategic part. Okay. If you want a clear path to success, then you need to have absolute clarity over your message. Okay. This is so, so important. And I get calls every day. I'm talking to people every day that find me and call me and want to know how they can get more clients, right? And I hear it all the time. There's no clarity in the message. Things like, who are you speaking to? Like, what is the exact outcome that you deliver? What do you help your clients with specifically? Okay, so when you have clarity over these, it gives you focus. It allows you to keep moving forward, even if there's pulls from all sorts of other different directions, right? This is part of the key to my success and also with my clients, right? Being absolutely clear about who they are, what makes them unique and stand out against the competition, what makes them the go-to against the competition, because there's a lot of competition out there no matter what you're doing, right? Am I right? So how do you stand out? How do you position yourself to stand out against all that competition, all the noise, all the info out there? How do you get them finding you, right? Being able to communicate effectively the unique offer that that they can deliver, right? And the outcomes of working with them so that their message resonates deeply, right? We figure out what exact words to use. There's a formula to it. There's a strategy to it so that it gets the right people finding them, calling them and paying them, and repels the people that they don't want to work with or they don't want to waste their time with, right? Again, that helps with the overwhelm because once those systems and the strategy are in place, then you're only attracting the right people, right? That you would want to work with, that you could work with, right? That your service helps them with, right? Because if you're unclear about what you do and you try to do it all, right? By kind of like, I see this a lot of time too. A lot of people, they're like contorting to what your clients need, because maybe you can help them with so many different things. And they're like, oh, can you help me with this? And you're like, yes. Can you help me with this? Oh yeah, I can help you with that too. Can you help me with this? Sure, why not? Right. And then you start contorting into this pretzel of like, yeah, I can help you with all that stuff. So I'll just do it. And then it just adds to the burden of things, right? Then you start getting exhausted. So there's a lot of people out there that are doing that too. So not only being unclear about what you do from that standpoint, but also being unclear about what you do and the results that you get. So your messaging doesn't even resonate with people. There's a lot of aspects, right? Like they're all kind of intertwined. And also like, I don't know, just everything just seems really complicated if you do not have these systems in place, right? So all the pieces involved from marketing to getting clients out there, to how you show up and deliver for your clients, plus everything else in between, these need to be unified under one theme, right? So that it simplifies the work you deliver. Like, don't try to copy anybody else either, right? Don't try to copy anyone else or everyone else just because what they say seems to be working, right? Everybody's unique. Everybody's different, right? You have unique experiences that nobody else has experienced in their lives, right? You have unique knowledge, wisdom, expertise that's come from those specific unique experiences that you've had throughout your life, right? So it makes you different. How do you tap into that and use that to position yourself as an authentic go-to person against all the other competition? This is what I work on with my clients, right? How do we do that? So don't try to copy anyone and everyone just because it seems like what they're doing is working, right? It won't work for you, right? You've got to be authentic to yourself, and it's got to be what you want to create has to be created around you, okay? Not only you, but it also has to be created around who you ideally want to work with and what they ideally need based on what you have to offer, based on your unique, authentic experiences. Does that make sense? Your knowledge, your wisdom, all that stuff. It all is intertwined. The way, like this way, you're not always like starting from scratch. Because if you're always like contorting and like, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. Right. Everything about your business, if it's set up that way, is just like bits and pieces, right? It's not interrelated. So let me give you an example. So I've been giving this example quite a bit because it just seems to really resonate and gets people to really see the picture, right? So creating any business is very similar to building a house, okay? So what's the first thing you need when you go to build a house? Let's put it in the comments, okay? Put it in the comments what you think the first thing is. Let's see, I lost the comments here. Okay, so a lot of people say foundation, okay? That's what most people say, but it's not foundation. It is a blueprint, okay? You need a plan, right? Could you build a house without a blueprint? Could you build a house without a plan? Yeah, you probably could. You could figure it out, right? You know, you need a foundation, you know, you need nails, you know, you need wood or whatever, right? You know, you need to create a frame, you know, it needs a roof, right? You could probably build a house knowing what you know, right? How strong, how safe, how well does that house turn out when you don't use a blueprint, right? If you're just kind of picking things out of the air, kind of knowing what you know, and you go build that house, it doesn't feel very safe, right? It's not going to last probably. And then when you go to fix it, right? When you go to fix what's wrong, it's really hard to figure out what exactly is wrong. You probably have to start from the beginning again, start from scratch, because otherwise you're just going to be piecemealing things together, right? Does that make sense? So building a business is a lot like that. Like there's all these different pieces to it, right? Like the wood, the tools, the nails, like those are pieces like marketing, sales, an offer, ideal client, right? You know, you've got all these different pieces. And what I see happening a lot of times is people going and hiring coaches for the different pieces. It's like, oh, I'm going to learn how to tap into my Facebook group now. Oh, I'm going to learn how to put my offer together and create some kind of package. Okay. And then they're going to hire a different person to try and like, oh, let's work on YouTube ads, you know, let's see how that goes, you know, but doing it that way, that's like not following the blueprint, right? And so what happens is it doesn't turn out. It's like I give this one a lot too. It's like putting the icing on the cake and then putting it in the oven and then putting the eggs, right? Like it has to be done in a specific order in order for it to turn out, right? Same thing with a business. If you're out there and you feel like you're stuck or you're confused or things just aren't working, you've got all these different pieces and you're like, it's not working, you're getting frustrated. Probably the reason why is you didn't follow the blueprint. You did things maybe out of order, or you're missing some things. You might have missed a step along the way, and that's why it's not working. Does that make sense? Give me a yes in the comments, please, if that makes sense to you. Okay, so back to some of the pieces of your business content. Okay, so for example, with content creation, you speak from one point of view, right? And then you branch out from there. So you repurpose your content and what outcomes you deliver, and then you build your schedule around that. Okay, so that's how you can like avoid overwhelm. And what I mean is you do only the things that support your goals and the results that you want to see for your business, right? And if you've got the clarity around that, right? Like if you did have the blueprint and you had the clarity of like, yes, this is what I need to focus on today in order for me to get closer to my results, right? But what I see a lot of times, or what I get calls from daily from people is like, there's just so much information out there. I keep watching YouTube videos and I keep taking, going on different webinars and I keep going in different groups, and there's this expert's talking about this, and then there's funnels, and then there's all this stuff. And I'm just like, which one works, right? They're all confused. And they don't know what to focus on. So they like open up their computer and they stare at their screen, or they start focusing on something and then it doesn't give a result. And they're just kind of throwing spaghetti up on the wall to see what sticks, and nothing sticks, right? And so the schedule, then the day passes, and then the next day passes, and then a week goes by, and then a month goes by, and more time goes by. And what does it cost them? What is it costing them to not have it all figured out? Right? It costs a lot, right? If you're planning on, let's say, selling your service for, well, once I work with my clients and we bundle everything, it's typically between $3,000 and $10,000 is what my clients sell their offers for. So let's take the low end, okay? $3,000. every month, I mean, sorry, for every client, right? Let's say you have 3 clients, that's 9,000, right? A month. So each month that goes by, that's 9,000 they didn't make, another 9,000 they didn't make, another 9,000 they didn't make. That's just with 3 clients, right? But typically what happens is you scale. Once everything is set up and the systems are ready to go, then you can scale, right? Because there's a way to leverage your time and money. Anyway, but knowing what to focus on, right? In order to get things set up properly so that you start making money instead of and impacting people, right? It's like, it's, you know exactly what to focus on. So for example, I have on my schedules for Mondays, group client calls and calls with my team. I have calls with my team every day. Every day that's blocked off, right? Like I meet with my team every morning at 9 a.m. That's what we do. Quick 30 minutes, check in, what's happening, what's working, what's not working, what are you celebrating, right? We go through all that kind of stuff. What do you need? How can I support you? All that kind of stuff, right? To get you to your goals, right? To get you to your KPIs. But before I had a team, right? My schedule basically was, how do I get calls, but be on a call. Okay. First and foremost, the number one priority is being on a call, taking potential prospect calls, right? And then, so that was priority. So I had my set times, right? For what times I was going to take calls, and I wouldn't schedule more than 4 calls a day. It was like 2 to 4 calls a day, just so I could keep in my energy, because that's really important for me, because I give a lot on the calls. And then, it was, let's see, what do we do? So that's number one priority. If I didn't have any calls booked, then my second priority would be doing some activity to get calls booked. Okay. Now my calendar is full. I've got calls coming in. Now it's like, okay, how do I leverage my time more, right? Like, what's the next thing I need to do to leverage my time more? Is it to put up an ad to hire somebody? Is it to create more training, more value for my clients? Like, right. And I schedule these things out, right? On, based on priority. Like if I'm not on a call, I'm making sure I have calls booked, right? For myself or my team, right? If I'm don't have calls booked, then I'm working, or sorry, if I have a ton of calls booked, then the next priority would probably be, how do I leverage my time better? Because I don't want to be on calls forever. And I also don't want calls being booked out months in advance, right? Like I want to have it tighter, right? So I can be serving people. So if I've got so many calls booked that it's starting to, like, my calendar is getting away from me, then that's when I have to hire somebody to take some of those calls, right? And so that would be the next priority. Or if there's like payment stuff, right, that I need to make sure that I'm getting paid and that my clients are getting billed properly, like stuff like that, right? Like there's so much that's going on. So anyway, everything is blocked out accordingly, so I know specifically what the task is and it doesn't get away from me. But if you don't have that clarity around what to do, like that blueprint and what's priority and what's not priority in order to make your business scale, right? And you're just spinning around and around, well, then it's a waste of time, right? You can't stay focused. You get pulled here, pulled there, pulled everywhere, right? So again, making sure that your schedule is blocked off and prioritized. And then the other thing is committing to it, right? Like instead of putting it off, like, oh, it's on there, but I'll do that later. I got to do laundry, or I got to do like whatever, right? Like just making sure that you're prioritizing, that you're blocking out your calendar and making sure that things get done in a timely manner in order to grow, right? Like Fridays is my day to look at ads, to make sure that all the ads are performing well. I look at all the data, right? To make sure that this ad is performing, this ad's not performing. Do we need to increase the spend for this one? Do we need to decrease the spend for this one? Do we need to cut it right off? Do I need to duplicate it? Like I'm always, every once a week on Fridays, that's my day to look at my ads. I look at all my data and know what to look for, right? In order to make sure I know what's performing and not performing. Right. And before ads, I was like doing my content, right, that I needed to do, taking 2 hours to bang out my content on a Friday. And that was it. Right. Then it's all blocked off, done for the week. scheduled for the week, done, right? And now I have a content marketing manager. So now she does that for me and does a lot of the stuff for me, right? So always just leveraging, right, as I grow. So anyway, hopefully that makes sense. But it just allows me to remain focused on at least one big task per day, making sure that that is done around the calls. Of course, the calls are number one, and taking care of my clients is on Mondays, right? And periodically throughout the week too, a little bit here. I'm always like in the Facebook group, making sure that everybody's taken care of. And I do that myself. I don't delegate that to anybody. So, but again, it's like the way I'm set up, my clients get amazing results and I don't have to physically show up for them. So that allows me to go deeper with some, and it also allows me to keep growing, right? So the key is to structure your days the way it works best for you, so that you don't get distracted with all the little tiny details that pop up. Okay. So think about like, what are the big things that you need to get done in your business that keeps the needle moving forward for you, right? Focus on those first, because that's the big one, right? And of course, you know, there's always the option to hire somebody, like I said, right? To delegate some of the work too. But again, and I can't stress this enough, and actually just let me take a sip of water. A big thing I see out there that a lot of people make a mistake with is they go and hire somebody too early, or delegate some of the work too early. And what I mean by that is, don't hire somebody unless you know how to get the result that you're looking for yourself, right? Make sure you understand how to get the result yourself. So if your marketing isn't working and you're not getting the calls booked, right, don't go hire somebody to do it for you, because you don't know what to delegate and follow up on in order to keep getting the results, right? If you just go and hire someone hoping that they know better than you because it's not working for you, you're just doing that. You're just like hoping that they might get the work, that they might work out, right? Most of the time they don't, right? Most of the time they don't get the result, unfortunately. But let's say they do get the result. Okay. Maybe it works for a few months, maybe a year, and then they're gone. And then what? Then you're back at square one, not knowing where to get, like how to get the results. But if you know how to get the results for yourself, right? And then you decide, I don't really like doing it that much, or I just don't have enough time to do it all the time to be consistent type of thing. Then, and you still, but you do know how to get the results for yourself, then that's the time to go hire somebody. Go hire them. You know what to look for. You know how to train them properly. You know what to follow up on in order to keep getting the results. And that's the perfect time to hire someone. Or let's say, you know, for getting like sales calls or something like that, right? It's like, you don't want to be on the phone all day. You didn't get in business to be on the phone all day, right? Again, make sure that you know how to get the results first, though. Be on the phone for a while, get the practice, get, you know, the results again. And then once you've got that handled, now you know how to train somebody to take it off your plate. Make sense? But if you go and like do that without knowing how to get the results, then you're probably not going to get the results with the other person either. Okay. So highly dependent on where you are right now in your business. Some don't have enough money yet, right, to hire someone. Some are at that point where they're already making enough to hire someone else who can in turn help bring in more money, right? The only problem with done for you is, like I said, getting the results, right? So just making sure that you understand how to do it, how to get the results before you go and get somebody else to do it for you. Make sense? Awesome. Okay, so those being said, it really is up to you. Okay, so next let's talk about mindset. Okay, and this is kind of a long one. Yeah, we're already at 3:25, but anyway, it's okay. So let's talk about mindset. There, and when I say mindset, I don't mean like woo woo. I don't mean like positive mindset, right? There's a mindset behind that feeling of overwhelm. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. And it usually comes from the judgment you have on yourself. Okay. So we often get overwhelmed because we think about all the things that need to get done, to be where we're supposed to be, right? We put this stuff on ourselves, right? And there's that judgment that I'm not where I should be. I'm not where I should be. I'm lagging behind, or I shouldn't be doing these things. I should be able to outsource these things, right? So there's so much fight happening internally, that it becomes difficult to be creative and get things done. All that doubt and negativity it's just pushing you further away, from that success that you really ultimately want to achieve, right? Then we kind of can head in a spiral, right? Like there's two ways you can head, right? You can head into this negative spiral or a positive spiral, right? So the negative self-talk might be making you focus on the problem and not the solution. So just be mindful. That's why I say mindset. Be mindful of your thoughts. Be mindful of what you're focusing on, right? Are you focusing on, oh, it's not working yet, it's a problem, this is broken, that's not working, because you're going to get more of that, right? We always get more of what we focus on, because where energy flows, something grows. Okay. So it will help if you start just accepting the fact that you are exactly where you need to be right now. And this will just take so much of the overwhelm and pressure off that you're feeling. Okay. Oh, now my nose is itchy. So focus on the things that you've already accomplished. Maybe like give yourself a pat on the back, right? Like, first of all, you've taken that brave leap to start a business, right? In our society, we're trained to be workers. And now you're like, I'm going to go start a business. I've got an expertise. I've got a certification. I've got a thing. Business is hard. Okay. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Okay. It's hard. It's not easy, but it can be simple, right? If you know what to do, it can be simple. It doesn't have to take, what is it? Statistically, 50% of business owners succeed within, I thought it was 3 to 5 years, but if you Google it, it's actually, there's different things. It's about anywhere from 3 to 10 years, it says, but I think it's on average about 3 to 5 years when you don't really know about business, because we've all been programmed to be workers, right? So we have this mindset of work, work, work. And then what happens is you go, oh, I'm going to have a job. I'm going to create a job for myself, right? Instead of a business, because how would you know, right? You know what you know, you don't know what you don't know, right? So anyway, getting off topic, but anyway, focus on things that you've already accomplished, right? Because just give yourself a pat on the back for already diving into becoming a business owner, because that's a huge step. And I remember when I quit my job back in 2003 to become a full-time entrepreneur, and I haven't looked back since, right? But it was scary. I still remember how scary it was just saying, like, quitting my job. I had a really good job. I was director of operations for Southern California for Taco Bell. I mean, that was a really good job. It helped. Like, I made a lot of money. I had great benefits. It was a wonderful company. I loved working for them. But I was making them rich. Like, I knew what to do, right? I'd been coaching business owners to success since 1996. Like, I could see how to succeed in business by that point. And I just felt like, I'm just doing this like 9 to 5 and using all my time, my valuable time that I'm never going to get back, making somebody else rich. What if I focus on my own stuff, right? And use my time for myself and to make myself rich, right? So, but it was a big leap. So anyway, pat yourself on the back for doing that. That's the first step. And then just like be grateful for what you have around you that makes you feel good. Like, focus on those little things that are making you happy and keeping you excited, and for the leap and things that you have done so far. Okay, I just heard a noise. It sounded like maybe, did it hang up? No. Okay, looks good. Like we're still here. Okay, cool. But yeah, like just focus on those little things that are making you happy and keeping you excited. If you stay focused on that and stay focused like on that goal, on that end goal, like your why, right? Like it'll just keep pulling you forward and keep you going, right? But so be really clear about what that is too, right? Because otherwise you're just going to keep spinning and or staying in the same spot. So being really clear on your vision, right? But all this has, a part. It has a part in getting you to where you want to be. Okay. As you let go of the judgments about where you should be, then you ease into moving forward, because then you begin to welcome creativity. Things start showing up, things start popping up, and you're like, ooh, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to do to get you towards that goal, right? Instead of focusing on the things that aren't happening, right? We get more of what we don't want or more of what we do want. Might as well focus on the things that you do want, right? You're empowered to do things that will actually build your success and not tear it down if you're focused on the end in mind, right? And focused on the little things that are going well. Again, you're getting more of what you want because you're in that, I like to say, higher vibration, right? It's like you're not in this fear and scarcity, and like those are lower vibration things, and like gotta happen now, gotta happen now. It's not happening right away. Like it's a tense and anxious feeling, right? But if you're in abundance, if you're like, oh, it's coming soon, I'm getting closer and closer, it's getting better and better, like look at what I've done so far, right? Then this is like it's a shift, right? It's a mindset thing where it's like things will just show up for you. I mean, why do you think I'm here? Why do you think you found me, right? So if you must be good, you must be doing good, you must be open, right? You must be focusing on getting closer to your goal. Maybe I'm that solution for you, maybe, right? But you open the floodgate of ideas, right? That just can propel you to success quickly. So forget about those should haves and could haves. Like you're exactly where you need to be today. It's the perfect time, perfect place, right? And the quicker you can get into alignment with that mindset, the better chances are of serving your purpose. Okay? Because you'll feel better. You'll just feel better. And what are we doing this for in the first place? To feel good, right? Like to be happy, right? What's the point? Like if you really peel back the layers of onions, or the onion layers, or whatever, you know what I'm talking about, right? Why are you doing this? Like, why do you want to make that money? So you can have the freedom. Why do you want the freedom? So that you can spend more time, quality time with your kids. I don't know what it is, right? So you can serve more people, so you can go deeper with people, so you can live your purpose. Like, what is it? What does that bring you? Well, it's to feel good. So might as well start feeling good right now, and then everything will just come, right? It'll come to you. So then you can take aligned action, because the better you feel, things open up for you, solutions start to appear to get you closer to your goals quicker. Okay. Resources like mentors, programs, money that can help you achieve success more efficiently and more effectively pop up. Okay. But you must be on the right track, because, again, hello, you found me, right? This is helping you get closer and closer to your goal, right? So anyway, getting clear on your message and who you are as a service-based entrepreneur with the outcomes that you deliver, and having that positive mindset is going to make you unstoppable. Okay, you just need to be clear on those things. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you feel that you need more help in getting clear on your business and addressing those mindset issues, or having a breakthrough around things that might be limiting you and holding you back that you might not even realize, or how to set up a system or the right strategy for your particular business, you can just type in the word overwhelmed below, and I or my team will get back to you with a direct message. But it's called a breakthrough session. Okay. I offer free breakthrough sessions, and a lot of people have so many breakthroughs on the call. It's just a 45-minute session. But things that they thought were the problem, by the end of the call, they're like, oh crap, that's just the symptom of the problem. We get really deep into what's really going on that's stopping you from hitting your income goals, or your overall arching goals, ultimate goals, whatever it is for you. Things come up through these calls that are just like, oh my God, I didn't even realize I was doing that, right? Like I can spot these patterns of like, maybe that's why it hasn't happened yet, right? So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling overwhelmed or confused as to what to focus on, then book a call and we'll have a little chat and see what comes of it, right? If I can help support you and get you to your goals quickly, and we think it's a good fit, then and to work together, then we can I'll give you like the steps and strategy. If not, then I'll just point you in the direction of someone I might know that can get you to that next level. All right, sound good? So hopefully this was helpful. And next Thursday, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be traveling next Thursday. So I'm not going to be doing a live then. So I will see you the following Thursday. I'm here every Thursday at 3 p.m. typically, unless I'm traveling. So I hope that helps you guys. Put in the comments below if you have any questions, or again, type in the word overwhelm if you want myself or one of my team members to contact you and to see if, you know, if you'd be a good fit for that breakthrough call. Let's see, anything else? I don't think so. Have a wonderful couple weeks and I will see you in a couple weeks. All right, take care.